109-point championship lead. Gone. Wiped out in a single lap of pure bad luck. A rookie who can't survive the first turn to save his life. And a birthday gift that might have just saved a season. Chicagoland Speedway hosted its first ever next-gen race this weekend, and it detonated the entire NASCAR Cup standings in less than 3 hours. Chase Briscoe took the checkered flag by less than 0.3 of a second over Christopher Bell. Joe Gibbs Racing swept the podium, a 1-2-3 finish. Toyota put a record 7 cars inside the top 10. And Tyler Reddick, who had led the point standings for 17 straight races, is suddenly staring up at Denny Hamlin from 44 points back. That's the headline version. The real story is what happened underneath it. This wasn't just another Sunday. This was the first of 3 consecutive Sunday night races to close out this stretch of the 2026 schedule. And it played out on a brand new intermediate oval that nobody in this garage had ever turned a lap on in a next-gen car. That's a recipe for chaos, and chaos is exactly what showed up. Drivers were racing each other like it was a short-track grudge match instead of a 1.5-mile oval. Old scores got settled, new feuds got started, and in the middle of all that mayhem, the championship math changed in an instant. Reddick's night ended with a piece of debris, reportedly a diffuser stay, spearing straight through the nose of his car, punching through both the radiator and the oil cooler. There was no defending against that. One moment he's the class of the field for 17 weeks running. The next, he's in a 44-point hole. That's not a slump, that's a gut punch nobody saw coming. Let's talk about why this race matters more than a typical regular season Sunday. First, Toyota. 7 cars inside the top 10 is not a coincidence, and it's not a fluke of one good setup. That's a manufacturer that has now won 12 of the first 19 races this season. When you're getting production level speed out of that many cars across multiple teams, that's not raw horsepower, that's organizational depth. Joe Gibbs Racing and 23XI Racing are both feeding off each other's notebooks, and right now, nobody else in the garage looks like they're racing the same equipment. Second, Hendrick Motorsports showed real teeth, and William Byron's day is the story to watch. Leading 94 laps is more than double what he'd led in the previous 18 races combined. That's not a one-off. That's a sign the 24 cars found something. But here's the strategic wrinkle. Byron led the race outright before the final cycle of green flag stops and still couldn't hold off the Toyota wave in the long run. That tells you Hendrick has the short run speed. What they don't have yet is the long run answer. If they solve that before the playoffs, Chevrolet suddenly has a real threat in the field. Third, and this is the part that should worry Hendrick fans, Kyle Larson, the reigning champion, running second with a legitimate shot to win, spins himself out at exit of turn 4, gets stuck in the grass, loses 2 laps, and shreds his diffuser in the process. No air jack installed, which is optional equipment, and it cost him dearly. A 35th place finish for a driver of his caliber isn't just bad luck. It's part of a genuinely strange winless drought for a guy who's supposed to be the standard everyone else measures themselves against. And then there's the payback storyline. Zane Smith wrecking himself while trying to take out Carson Hocevar, Shane Van Gisbergen driving noticeably deeper into the corner than his own data usually shows, right into Austin Hill after weeks of public tension between them. Strategically, that's a dangerous game for SVG specifically. He's fighting for a chase spot. Picking a fight with a driver who now has a legitimate grudge is the kind of decision that can blow up in your face 3 or 4 races from now when you least expect it and can least afford it. Expect 2 very different conversations happening at once. On one side, Toyota fans and JGR loyalists are going to be riding high off a dominant top 10 showing and a signature win for Briscoe. On the other side, you've got Hendrick fans furious watching the reigning champion throw away a win with a self-inflicted mistake, and Reddick supporters watching a season's worth of points evaporate in real time. Add in the SVG Hill situation, and you've got a fan base that's split between celebrating dominance and demanding accountability. Best case scenario, Byron and Hendrick carry this long-run speed forward. Larson rights the ship before the chase. And the SVG Hill tension stays contained to one bad weekend instead of escalating into a season-long war that cost both drivers playoff points. Worst case scenario, Toyota's dominance snowballs even further heading into the playoffs. Reddick's points collapse becomes a full-blown free fall instead of a one-race blip. And he'll decide Chicagoland wasn't the end of the story with SVG, turning what should be a championship push into a running feud that torpedoes both of their seasons. So here's the real question heading into Atlanta. Is Toyota's grip on this season now unbreakable? Or does Hendrick's Chicagoland speed mean the tide is about to turn? And does Shane Van Gisbergen just make the biggest mistake of his playoff push by turning Austin Hill into a full-blown enemy at the worst possible time? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear who you think blinks first. And if you want the breakdown before every single Cup race this season, make sure you're subscribed, because this points battle is about to get a whole lot messier.